Do you wish for a newspaper in the nation's capital? The idea was floated around during a poker session in the early 90s by a group of poker buddies: Alberto Alfaro, Alfredo de la Rosa, Danilo Perico, Roman Cosio, Rudy Sinon, Jose Burgos, and Urbano Fabros. Lack of initial operating funds was the main stumbling block. The initial seed money was supposed to come from tongs, from the poker or mahjong sessions. Jose Joe Burgos invited Januario Warias Arcon to provide the legal know-how. After a few more meetings, a suggestion was made to invite the Forex organization to join the group. Alfredo de la Rosa was tasked with sounding out Jaime Carino, the founder of the Forex organization, who readily agreed to commit Forex to advertising regularly in support of the newspaper. He also assured the group that there would be editorial independence and that no interference or undue influence would be made on editorial decisions, a commitment honored by Jaime Carino and Forex. The first formal meeting was held at the residence of Alfredo de la Rosa. Carmen Chit de Jesus, also of the Forex organization, volunteered to lay out the paper. Salukot Corporation was formed with founding members Alberto Alfaro, Januario Azarcon, Jaime Carino, Danilo Perico, Jose Burgos, Cicinho Flores, Urbano Fabros, and Alfredo de la Rosa. The first issue was launched in November 15, 1991. The inauguration was held at the Golden Dragon restaurant in Oxon Hill, Maryland. 2 years later, members clashed over how to increase circulation and boost revenues. Salukot Corporation was dissolved. Only a handful of the original founding members remained with the publication: Alberto Alfaro, Januario Azarcon, Jaime Carino, Chit de Jesus, and Jojo de la Rosa agreed to continue with the publication. A new corporation, Maya Media Inc., was formed, which served as the publisher of the paper. The name was also changed to the Manila Mail, which remains to be the name of the publication to this day. In September 2008, the Manila Mail experienced another change in its corporate existence. Jaime Carino and the Forex organization decided to bow out of the Manila Mail. Maya Media Inc. ceased to exist, and in its place, Manila Mail Communications Inc. was formed with Januario Azarcon as president and Armando Alfaro, Luisa Reyes, and Josefina de la Rosa as members. Alberto Alfaro remained as editor-in-chief and chief operating officer. In August 31, 2013, Alberto Alfaro named veteran TV journalist Rodney Jaleco as editor-in-chief, while he remained as founder and executive editor. Alberto Alfaro continues to assist Rodney Jaleco and oversees the finances of the Manila Mail to ensure that it has enough funds to keep the newspaper going and growing in the future. The Manila Mail is the only professionally edited newspaper in the area. Its founding member, Alberto Alfaro, was a former magazine editor, senior political reporter, and foreign news editor of the Manila Chronicle. He later became bureau manager of the Philippine News Agency in Washington, D.C. and New York. Attorney Januario Azarcon is the Manila Mail's lawyer-journalist who writes the widely followed immigration notes and column Kibitzer's Corner. Alfredo de la Rosa was a former labor attaché in the Philippine Embassy and who produced some of the Manila Mail's original editorial cartoons. He is also the Manila Bureau Chief, besides being a columnist and editorial writer of the Manila Times. Last but certainly not the least, there is the one and only Chismoso, whose forte is to instill dread on those who stray away from the straight and narrow path, at least from Chismoso's point of view.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
The members of the Manila Mail were like town criers announcing the birth of their publication to the community. Read all about it. The paper was welcomed by the news-hungry community who wanted very much to connect with their homeland. That was 25 years ago. The Manila Mail is the longest existing tabloid-sized fortnightly newspaper in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area. Through the years, the Manila Mail has seen the comings and goings of Philippine ambassadors to the United States. It was born at a time when Corazon Aquino was the president and her representative in the nation's capital was Ambassador Emmanuel Pelaez. It has since seen 7 ambassadors. Ambassador Pelaez was followed by the late Ambassador Pablo Suarez, who was present when the Manila Mail marked its first anniversary at the National Press Club in 1992. He was followed by Ambassador Raul Rabe, who served in Washington, D.C. for several years. Ambassador Ernesto Maceda was unique because he had boosted the prestige of the Manila Mail by writing a pro bono regular column which honored the Filipino-American achievers. After him came Ambassadors Albert del Rosario, Willie Gaa, and Ambassador Jose Quizio Jr. The Manila Mail chronicled the political landscape in the Philippines from the presidency of Corazon Aquino, followed by Fidel Ramos, Joseph Estrada, Gloria Macapagal Arroyo, and Benigno Aquino Jr. In the United States, the Manila Mail was a witness and storyteller of what went on in the administrations of George H. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, and Barack Obama. The Manila Mail has been privileged to have the unstinted support of the community and its regular advertisers for the past 25 years. It acknowledges and thanks the Forex organization for their substantial advertising and distribution support over the years. Then there are the lawyers like Sawyer and Azarcon, Gloria Calonge, Miriam Reed Miller, Delphine Castro, and others. Travel agencies like Travelco and Silver Spring, and TravelWise International. Among the doctors, Dr. Pio Poblete and Dr. Bayani Manalo have always joined the Manila Mail on special issues. There are the real estate agents like Deausen Realty and Jocelyn Porteria, restaurants like Mark's Duck House, and grocery stores like Philippine Oriental Market and Fiesta Oriental Store, and a host of other advertisers from various businesses. Together with the Forex organization, the Manila Mail and Tanghalang Pilipino presented the musical extravaganza Paskuhang Pinoy in November 21, 1999. Grazing that occasion was no less than Asia's Queen of Songs, Pilita Corrales, who performed before an overflow crowd at the Dar Constitution Hall in Washington, D.C. The Manila Mail is grateful to the unsung group of volunteers who helped the editorial staff in covering local news. There were columnists like the late Mama Sara Joaquin, who also doubled as circulation and advertising manager in early years, or the late Frank Redondo, who helped in soliciting advertising for the Manila Mail and created occasional editorial cartoons, and other columnists like Pura Santillan Castrense's As I See It and Jose Marie Mercader's Razor's Edge. The core group of the Manila Mail, then and now, is made up of dedicated people, many with regular jobs, but who believe that there is a need for a newspaper by Filipino Americans. For many of them, it is a labor of love, made with sacrifices to achieve the goal of the Manila Mail, which is to serve as a voice of the growing Filipino and Asian American community in the area. Columnists who keep the paper interesting with their diverse opinions are Wari Azarcon's Kibitzer's Corner, representing the right, and John Melegrito's Our Town, representing the left, making for a fair and balanced presentation of issues. There's Rodney Haleco's Pinoy Files, Becky Pagsibigan's Kutitap, Mirna Lopez sa Atin Atin, Real Deal by Jocelyn Porteria, Filipino Cuisine brought to us by Evelyn Bunowan's Evelyn's Kitchen, and Green and Clean Humor by Oscar Bunowan, and columns by Bobby Federican, Didi Coronel, Eric Dave Macalma, and Dr. Philip Chua. And who doesn't read Chismoso, who has managed to remain incognito through these years? From an initial 16 pages per issue, the Manila Mail has grown to 32 regular pages plus more on special issues. It is still distributed free in the metropolitan area, Baltimore, Norfolk, and Florida. The Manila Mail is proud of the fact that it is one of the few Filipino-American publications in the United States which has never missed a deadline or failed to publish an issue. The logo of the Manila Mail has also undergone subtle makeovers. From the Manila U.S. Mail, the logo was redesigned by Meg Guevara, an artist from Los Angeles. The most recent logo transformation was done in Manila. The font is simpler, clearer, and sports an overall sleeker look in an effort to keep up with changes in taste and design sensibilities of the times. 25 years have also brought some gray hairs or lack of hairs to the founders Alberto Alfaro and Januario Azarcon, but their passion remains as fervent as ever. The newspaper they have dreamed of, conceived, and published has become a platform to inform, educate, and entertain the burgeoning Filipino-American community. It is a group effort, the publisher who has sustained the Manila Mail through thick and thin, the associate and contributing editors like Lito Katigbak, Nonoy Alfaro, and Jenny Ilustre, Maurice Oteza Owens who compiles the community calendar, and photojournalists Bing Brannigan and Angeline Tugada Marsan, Ray Fabella, Dino and Jojo de la Rosa who helps in advertising and circulation. All of them have exerted a lot of effort to make sure the newspaper comes out on time and without missing a single issue. And more importantly, the Manila Mail had the support of a community and a growing list of advertisers through the years. The Manila Mail began what continues to be an amazing journey since it published its first issue in 1991. And as the Manila Mail celebrates its 25-year milestone, it has received a number of well wishes and congratulatory messages. Here's one from Ambassador Raul C.H. Rabe. 25 years ago, the Manila Mail was conceptualized and given birth by a motley group of poker buddies whose names are familiar to our Filipino-American community in the Washington, D.C. area. Bert Alfaro, and I mention his name first for a good reason, Wari Azarcon, Fred de la Rosa, Danny Perico, June Fabros, Joe Burgos, June Flores, and Jimmy Carino were the founding fathers of what is now an institution in our community. All kinds of news, whether global or local, and sometimes gossip too, are featured in its pages, distilled, clarified, and made easy to understand by its editor and resident intellectual, Bert Alfaro. Indeed, one cannot imagine our community without Manila Mail and Manila Mail without Bert Alfaro. From a regular news daily, Manila Mail has transformed itself into a voice of the community and crusading arm for Filipino-American causes. In this role, Manila Mail has contributed to the unity of the community, although its outspoken stance on many issues at times has given rise to passionate debates among its readers. Indeed, democracy is alive and vibrant in its pages. It is therefore a privilege to salute and honor Manila Mail on its 25th anniversary and to wish it continuing success. Ambassador Raul C.H. Rabe. And here's a message from Lloyd and Nicholas Lewis.
Happy 25th anniversary to Manila Mail, to its founder, and publisher and editor-in-chief, Bert Alfaro. What a wonderful job of publishing Manila Mail for the past 25 years and not missing an issue. Galing! I congratulate all your volunteer writers, contributors, and your supporters, because that means tenacity, that means determination, and that means willingness to serve the Filipino community in the tri-state area of Washington, D.C., Virginia, Maryland, and the rest of the United States. I want to congratulate every one of you because you do a big job, a good service for our kababayan here in the United States and in the Philippines. Mabuhay kayong lahat. Bravo! Another 25 years and more.
These words hold a deep place of appreciation to the people of the Manila Mail because they speak of the contribution that the Manila Mail has made and continues to make. The Manila Mail has pledged to make itself the voice of the Filipino Americans in the capital of the greatest nation on earth. It will be beholden to no one except to the community that it serves. Tempus fugit. Time flies. It has been a great 25 years. And as the Manila Mail looks to the challenges and opportunities in the future, it vows to continue publishing a fair, impartial, and independent newspaper that adheres to the highest tenets of journalism.